with being in high touch situations all the time, being stressful, I'm sure at some points you're like, why am I doing this? And at the same time, dealing with own stress in your own life, I guess. Do you regret ever being an emergency medicine physician? Is that something that you enjoy? And I guess if so, how do you manage the stress that comes with the job?
Sure. I mean, most days I do like it. I think when I talk about this a lot on my own platform, but like when I got out of residency, I was really burnt out like almost immediately. Like I really wasn't having a good time. I was working a ton of hours, really high volume hospitals, and just I was really burnt out. That's what it was. And you bring all that home. Like, anyone who tells me that they keep work at work and they don't bring any of it home is lying. I don't think that's possible to separate. I mean, you form walls in your mind to the best of your ability when you see, horrible things happening to kids or people getting shot and stabbed or car accidents, killing people that didn't need, et cetera. Like, luckily, I have my wife who's also a physician that I can talk to, but some of the stuff you can't unsee, right? So when there are days like that, sometimes it's hard. And because the thing is too, you got a bad case. I was talking about this with with the nurses the other day, excuse me, that we had a terrible case come in and then but it was really busy. So we had to just move on, right? And see the next 10 people that just checked in because you don't have time to debrief. You didn't have time to be like, wow, that was really effed up, right? What
Right.
we just saw. So those are the challenging days, and that's when again, like we talked about, having a team around you to be able to have a shared experience and debrief and talk about it. But nowadays, I'm happy in my career, and most days, yeah, I mean, of course, sometimes you're gonna have a bad day, and you're like, why do I do this? This is horrible. But most days, I do like it.
That's great. And you're a father and you have kids. And when you first started practicing versus now when you have kids, did your outlook change at all with your patients and just like how you interpreted a certain situations, or did that not really change at all in your mind?
Sure. Yeah. So I have a 3.5 month old now.
Okay.
And so it changed the way I see kids, right? I think it's never okay when something bad happens to children, but now as a father, it's so much worse. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the shift is. I don't know if you see your kids in them, but like last week we had a really bad case with a couple of kids, and it was just it shook me for like a week,
Mm.
honestly. So I think I think when it comes to children and this stuff, that kind of thing ends careers. I had an attending in residency who decided to switch from emergency medicine to do full time wound care and hyperbaric medicine because he had a really bad pediatric case and he had a couple daughters and he just couldn't do it anymore.
Mm.
So certainly, I think it does affect you differently when you have children. Um, I don't know. I think it's more just the bad kid. Like the cases that are bad with children are that much worse.
Do you think that it made you a better doctor in the sense of being empathetic and understanding from a perspective of being like, listen, I understand, I have kids of my own. Is that something that you, although tragic, things happening to kids, being a father now, do you think it's allowed you to be more empathetic and at least relate to the patient, or at least the parents?
Yes, I think so. I think also when it comes to adults that have young children that are having bad things happening to them, I think it's also allows you to be more empathetic and more caring because you can see yourself, in the 40-year-old that's having a heart attack or something like that,
Mm.
and he's got young children. I think of course, it's bad no matter what, but I think having a daughter now, I think it definitely makes you more empathetic. Yeah, I would agree with that statement.